My name's Brittany Magsamen. I am a mother of two, a wife. My job background, I was a nurse. Well, I'm still a nurse, I suppose. But today I provide family-to-family support for families like mine because I have a little boy with cerebral palsy. And I just want to talk about our journey a little bit today. When I was 39 weeks pregnant, I happened to notice that he was not moving. So I did all the things that the doctor says to do, like laying on your left side and feeling those movements, and I didn't feel anything. So we called the doctor, and they told us to come right in. That it was probably nothing, there wasn't much room in there, so we thought we were just going to the hospital for a test run. And when we got there, they put a fetal monitor on me for about 20 minutes, and the doctor came in and said, we need to take this baby now, right now. So they rushed me into the operating room and sent my husband on his way. They didn't have time to give me an epidural. They just put me under general anesthesia, and I woke up and didn't really know what was happening. My baby was okay, but he was clinically dead when he was born. They did have to do full CPR and chest compressions, and so we only spent, luckily, 10 days in the NICU, but after we came home, I just knew something wasn't right. I couldn't put him down without him screaming. I noticed with every diaper change that there was something wrong with his legs. And so we went to all of our well baby checks, and I continued to tell our primary care that I thought something was wrong with his legs, and I really got the answer I continually got was, let's just wait and see. He had a traumatic birth, but let's just wait and see. And by 16 months, he still wasn't sitting up on his own. He wasn't crawling, he wasn't walking, he wasn't pulling himself up on the furniture. And the message I continually got was, let's just wait and see. A coworker of mine just happened to mention early access to us. And I had never heard of early access. I didn't know where to start. She gave me the number to an angel at Child Health Specialty Clinics who got the process started for us. And that's kind of where our early access journey began. He was almost 2 before we got early access services started. And finally, after a few weeks after his second birthday, we did get a diagnosis of cerebral palsy. But there were so many opportunities missed in that first year of his life, year and a half, almost 2 years of his life, that I wish that I could go back and change. I'm confused about why he wasn't referred to early access right in the NICU. I'm confused why my primary care didn't refer us to early access with each of those well baby checks. I'm disappointed, but I'm not angry. You don't know what you don't know. So, but what could his outcomes be? How could they have been different had I known? Today he is 7, and he's had 1 neurosurgery, and he is going to be having some orthopedic surgeries coming up here in the next few months, where he's going to have some bones broke and reset, and it casted from the hip to the ankle for a month. And I just wonder if it would we be having to have these same surgeries had I known to do those specific stretches with him as a child, as a baby, so that his hips wouldn't grow the way that they've grown. It's a lot to really think about, and I don't really like to think about what could be. I think we need to just think about, what do we do next? How does this not happen to some other family? The referral process is so easy, and anybody can make a referral. I think it's so important that moms and dads listen to their guts and know that they know their children better than anybody else. They don't have to have a doctor make that referral. So basically, the message that I'm trying to get out is that there were opportunities missed for my family, and my voice wasn't heard. I was uneducated, but those opportunities don't have to be missed for other families. I want parents to know that they have a voice, and their voice should be heard, and you can make that referral on your own if no one's listening to you. But the message that I really want to get out is to providers. The verbiage needs to change. We need to stop saying, let's just wait and see. Let's just see. Let's change that verbiage to let's just see, because the worst thing, like I said, is that we're going to tell, early access is going to tell these families is that they don't need early access services and that everything is right on track with their kiddo. You know, we thought that our big concern was just his physical needs, and we thought he was doing just fine with everything else, and it turns out that he was behind with his speech and with his fine and gross motor, and he was behind. His cognitive scores were lower because his speech scores were lower, and so we were unable to really figure out what he really knew because he wasn't really talking either. So we went in with one thought and ended up getting services for a whole bunch of things. We also got nutrition services. We had a dietitian from the Child Health Specialty Clinics that we would Skype with. She was part of the early access team as well. Because he was such a little guy, she just gave us lots of tips about how to boost calories and build up that muscle mass, since he was burning out all these calories because of the cerebral palsy. So we were able to get our hands on a lot of good information. I think the most valuable piece that I got personally from early access was our service coordinator, the resources that she was able to provide to me and my family. I didn't know that, Medicaid for kids with special needs was even existed. She just helped me navigate that those systems so much that I would have never been able to do that on my own. I wouldn't even know where to begin. So she walked me through it step by step by step of what, we didn't qualify for a lot of programs because of our income, but there were programs that were available for us so that he could receive that outside therapy that our primary insurance wasn't covering. So I think that was the most valuable piece to our family. I can't say enough about early access. It changed our lives for the better. they let us guide what was happening. What was important to us, what was important to them. So not only did my son get the therapies that he needed, but he got them because they were teaching me how to do those therapies just in our everyday routine, rather than scheduling that time to do therapy. They taught me how to just work it into, baths and diaper changes and playing at the park. And our team, our early access team, is still working with Carver today. So it's been really neat to be able to have somebody just kind of walk along our side this whole time. So since Early Access is a birth to 3 program, he obviously, once he turned 3, he wasn't going to get early access services any longer. And so our early access team was amazing, helping us transition out of early access and into the next phase of Carver's life. He was able to transition to Part B, special education, when he was 3. So he went to early childhood special education program, a preschool program, where he was able to continue to get services through our local AEA, Keystone, and then they provided instruction to Carver's teacher how to help him while he was at school with just his physical needs. And so we were, like I said, we were able to transition from Part C, special education, which is early access, to Part B, special education. And they helped write his IEP. They really identified all of his needs and right down to how we were going to get him out of the school if there was a fire. So we had a little stroller that we provided to the teacher to throw him in if he needed to. But our team was super supportive. They just held our hand through the whole thing, and they showed us all the different options that were available to us. Again, we were in control of what was happening, so they presented all of the options that were in the area, and we helped us just figure out what the best option for Carver was. Our Keystone Early Access team then became our school team. So, especially the physical therapist that was working with Carver through Early Access was then able to continue to work with him through his school years and provide instruction to his teacher and advise her as to what his physical needs were. That first day of preschool, the build up to preschool was a lot harder than that first day of preschool. Fortunately, we were able to visit the classroom. First, my husband and I were able to meet the teacher and visit the classroom. Our early access service coordinator and teacher set that up. So like I said, we were able to meet her. And then Carver was able to meet her and visit the classroom and just go in and play prior to that first day of school. And so that first day of school was made a lot easier because of our early access team transitioning us slowly into that environment. When we got there, he was so excited to be there that he barely wanted to take a picture. We made him take a picture, but he was ready to go and play and just be his awesome self. So it was a good day. I feel like early access just really empowered me to not only be an advocate for my own child, but now to be an advocate for other children and families like mine. So.